Please introduce yourself to the viewers.
Yes, my name is Jamal, also known as Konta, which is my MC name, and I'm based here in Berlin. You have to say it again.
Go ahead. That's okay.
And yeah, I'm based here in Berlin. Well, that's basically me. I do music, different styles. It goes from the hip hop to the dub to some kind of reggae and dancehall vibes also that I try to MC with. And yeah, that's basically it, what I'm doing.
So, how long you've been in the music scene here in Berlin?
I mean, I moved to Berlin like kind of 10 years ago, and I was already doing music before, and since then I tried to include myself more and more into the Berlin scene, and yeah, I found my people, you know, doing our dances regularly, so that's how it happened, you know.
So what influenced you or drew you to the Caribbean music scene? As opposed to like techno or house or
Yes.
whatever.
Yes, I see. I mean, I started doing hip hop because when I was young, hip hop was the music that attracted me most. But digging more into the roots of the music, you know, into different kind of vibes, exploring, going to dancehall parties when I was younger, then discovering the dub and thing. This kind of made me, feel that first of all, you know, you can trace most of the modern music even back into the Caribbeans, because they have their roots there. Like the MCing culture that is presented in hip hop also comes like from the Jamaican influence of the dances, of the dancehall and thing. And yeah, discovering this. Also, I liked, of course, the sound. My father was always listening to Bob Marley, you know, Alpha Blondie, you know, artists like this when I grew up. So I liked the music already, and then it came that I made my first tries and leaving the hip hop beats and MCing, you know, with the movement on dancehall parties, on dub. And now we're having a dub sound system and running shows regularly. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, as you know, hip hop started in the Bronx by a Jamaican guy named Cool Herc.
Right, this is what I was
and that's where it
referring
came
to.
from. So yeah, you have a point there. Okay, so what do you enjoy most about the work you do or what you're doing right now?
Yeah, I mean, my work is like kind of also a movement work because it mixes up a lot with actions that we do for the community, like musical jams for youngers, you know, educative work where we are also going into schools and combining the art with the education. And I think it's really work that fulfills one when you see the youth stepping up, you know, you can give them a positive influence on their way, or even when you're out there spreading positive vibes, you see people enjoying it and you're having a good time. So yeah, it's a really good thing to choose, you know. I was really blessed to do it.
The youth is the future, right?
Yes.
So, but in everything there's always positivity, but there's always sometimes a little negativity.
Of course.
What do you dislike? I have here hate, what do you hate most, but what do you dislike most that's happening currently in the scene right now?
Yeah, I think the first thing that comes seriously up in my mind is the problem of bringing together the people, let's call it this way. Because often I see that people, when they have their own interests and they are willing to push things and work for it, but it's hard to find people to build up structures, to, let's say, raise up a movement, to give speech to some certain kind of people that haven't had the possibility so far. Also under the artists, you know, that the scene is splitted. So let's call it like this. If you are a DJ and you have 20 people, you do your dance with your 20 people. The other DJ does his dance, maybe he has 60 people. The other maybe even have 120. And you know me, I'm a guy saying, okay, let's try to find a way together. If it's all the same music or all the same higher interests we are doing, then let's do a dance together. Maybe we get 500 people. And from this dance, we will work all for it together, you know, even if there's money in it or not, but just to have a good space. And from that space, there we can use as a platform. So if you have your party, we'll announce it this day properly.
Yeah.
Some of the massive will big up your dance. It was 20 people before, it will also become 180 maybe. You see what I mean?
I don't want to go too long on this. This is my opinion, my observation here. I can only talk about Berlin.
Yes.
Well, I'm from Trinidad and Tobago originally, and I think it's kind of the scene here from the outside looking in, because I live in New York and I go to a lot of places. It's one-sided. You see one set of people in the club, one set of people making the money, and you don't have the representation it's supposed to be multicultural, but it doesn't appear to
For
be.
example, yes, for example.
Only for the small things, like when it comes, like I interview here for ideas. Okay, people want ideas and they take the ideas, but then they use it for their own benefit.
Yes, genau.
And they use it to make money. It doesn't
Yes.
trickle back down to the people.
Yes, yes.
Right? And it's something for the people.
Yes.
Even my thing, I always say my little thing when I DJ is music for the people.
Yes.
Now, money, you must have money. You need money for stuff. But what is the main thing? The art or the money?
Right.
And sometimes what I observe, on a certain level, they tell people from different places who are less fortunate, they would say, hey, it's just about the art, just do this for free, just work for cheap, just do that. And yet for all, you have certain people take that same art form, make a lot of money and don't give back to the community.
Yes.
This is what I think should change.
This is
That's
also
my
right.
opinion.
This is comes a point. This is a point that comes with it. You know, if you don't put the art first, you know, and let the separation come over the community.
Right.
You know, the industry can pick certain individuals out to promote, like you said, these ideas that they're having.
Right.
You know, and using the culture with only including these people, but not opening it up to the whole community that is behind it.
I had an idea at one point that everybody, you have 4 weekends in a month. This is my thing. And everybody should be represented equally. This is what a democracy is about. We're talking about, unless certain people don't have talent, if you don't have talent, you just don't have talent, right?
Yes.
So let's assume that one big sound system has a Saturday, and then the next one has a certain day.
Yes.
There's 4 weekends, 1 day for the month. There should be the opportunity for guys who up and coming to have like a time in the club.
Yes,
and I'll tell you where I get that from. I went to DJ school in New York City. Part of the thing after you finish that DJ school is that they take you, they let you play and say, okay, if you was to play in a bar, play the type of music, and they would say if you achieve that goal. And they take you to a club. That club was Fat Buddha at the time. And you must perform before a large audience, right?
I mean, this is exactly the things that I'm working on, you know, even when it comes to part of my work, which I'm doing here in the YAAM, for example. This is kind of part of it. We are trying to build up structures like you saw last time with the DJ workshops, you know, and then have spaces exactly to also integrate the DJs. Like at this event, what I'm doing, Mama Africa, I try to include the DJs, you know, even if it's as first step as an opener, they can be there in the big club, try out the thing, you know, and then.
So you have no Mama Caribbean for people like me?
Yes, we're working on it. Exactly. This is it's you're laughing, you know, but it's true. Next edition, it will be Mama Africa meets a Caribbean thing, and from there on, also we are trying to bring it up, you know, because me, honestly, I always saw it as one, you know, because I think, you know, Mama Africa is the mama of all people, even though they got detained and brought away. But dealing with the Caribbean community more and more, of course, I learned that also the Caribbean have the feeling to be also have something for their own, you know,
so
and I think it's also possible. Why
in the
not?
last meeting, somebody said something. I was saying why the guy said, I understand where he's coming from. He said, I wouldn't call the name of the business or anything. He said, this place is like for Africans. So I said, hey, if you make why does I understand where he's coming from? I believe in everything should be inclusive.
Yes.
White, black, Italian, Trinidadian, Spanish. When you pigeonhole it to say Africa or Germany or Trinidad, whilst we could say where the influences come from, whether it's from Africa or Trinidad, but it's still one people. We're all here in Berlin.
Yes,
so I think we need to be mindful that when we push this thing, we don't just push it as an African thing, or a Caribbean thing, or a Latin thing,
I have
or a German
two
thing.
opinions on it, you know, and seeing, like, depending on which culture you are presenting, that's what we said before, you also have to big up the people behind the culture. And this is for me a responsibility that you have, like when you are a club, pretending you are a hip-hop club, you know, you have to big up the hip-hop community. When you are a club saying you make Caribbean vibes, you make Brazilian vibes, you make kind of vibes, you also have to big up the community behind it, you know, and so there's a link for sure. And also that there's what is also certain is if you have a, let's say, a social aim, you have to see also the structure of the society and what kind of people are excluded of this society, you know, or have it harder. So also what I think is, if you claim to be social, you have to deal with such issues. But in the end, I give you right that it doesn't make sense to make more separation, more segregation because of race or ethnicity. If the people stand behind a positive cause, then let them also be behind it. So because in the end, we are all together living in this planet, and if we exclude and fight against each other, we will all go down. Easy as this.
That is right. Okay, so last one on this topic. The BBC I was listening to an article where they said there wasn't enough women in the BBC. Sometimes you don't notice stuff, right? And they said, but wait, we don't have enough women doing certain things in the BBC. So they decided to change that and have a certain percentage. All right. What advice do you have for the new generation of artists wanting to follow in your footsteps and to move on here in Berlin?
I mean, it's actually now just behind the wall. We are having the female edition of the community meeting where we're exactly speaking about the issues, this kind of focus that is sometimes missing. But all in all, it's really the people should overcome the separation, overcome the obstacles that put you, separate you, and try to work together for a bigger aim. Get together, not do your own thing, you know, for yourself, just to buy yourself a Ferrari. Get together, do things for the community, knowledge, and then you will step up higher. Yeah, the current projects I'm working on is really a lot, you know. It's like I'm mainly working on a project that is called Mama Africa in the YAAM, where it's a jam, it's a platform for jam, and also after it DJ to play, focused on African and Afro-Caribbean culture, also Afro-Latin culture, you know, every kind of culture that you can still trace the roots directly to Africa is invited, and there's an open space for jamming platform for musicians, for MCs, for singers.
Yeah.
And otherwise also I'm working on these workshop programs to implement workshops in the YAAM. We're working on more connection to the people, you know, to include the people in the structures. And I'm working outside of the YAAM, touring with my own music, touring with the Lion's Den sound system. You know, it's really a lot of projects that I'm working on, and I try to stay focused and push it forward. Projects in Africa also, because, you know, there the people are also waiting, you know, when we are here in Europe, we have to help them with the benefit also, you see.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, I know you got to go to your event that you're having here right now. So last question, we'll be brief. Anything you would like to say to your supporters, people who support you all with Lions Den, whoever, over the years? We just keep it brief. I know you got to get back to work.
Thank you, for sure. We can just give thanks, you know, because without the people, nothing would be possible, you know. We would be playing music for our own, you know. It doesn't make sense. So we give thanks when the people appreciate it, give us back the vibes, which gives us the energy to continue. So yeah, thanks for each and everyone supporting this from the beginning, you know.
Thank you, sir. You have a good day.
Thank you, man.
Same here.